So we're on the next. And I hope I can still tell this story properly, because I feel like I spent the energy that I'm supposed to use already on the previous ones, the brain energy, or whatever's left of my yeah, for today, because I also didn't sleep very well, which is my own fault. And there is a story there as well. There are so many stories. I can tell that two ways. There are so many stories. And there are so many stories. Because it's always two ways of telling things in my experience. Well, depends on what I'm telling, but sometimes there's more than two. But yeah, I always feel things into different the and the side of things. Even death, I view death as this and then this. So I can feel my brain going outside of the tracks again, because I would like to say this, maybe this influenced how my brain is working today. Periodic brain. That's what we're having. But at least it's happy periodic brain, and not I wanna cause some kind of explosion on this earth kind of periodic brain. So I played dead on the class last Friday, and see how much things are going on. It happened last Friday. Today is Wednesday already, and this is the only day I found this to say the story properly, to tell the story properly. So I played dead. And not just dead as in and then you open your eyes again. No, it's at least 5 minutes. It's at least 5 minutes that I was playing dead, because it was in the class and we had this exercise. We are in a circle and the exercise is already going. This is not the beginning of the exercise, by the way. The exercise is already going, and the teacher said, then one of you dies. and I was watching, or I was feeling the if someone is gonna drop anytime soon. I was seeing both in front of me and on the sides, and it looks like nobody wants to do it, because 2 seconds have passed, and something like that, roughly 2 seconds have passed, and no one is dropping on the floor. So I dropped on the floor, and I didn't break something, so I dropped on the floor. And for a bit I was just on the floor and they moved on. But then as the narration unfolds, the teacher decided to say, and you pull your dead friend to this mansion with you. Bruh. I'm okay here, bruh. So I was already scared that I will laugh, or when I heard that, I was not moving at all, and the breaths I was taking is so discreet as well. I can feel very little movement whenever I was breathing, because I was also thinking of that it should not be visible that I'm breathing. So I was already scared when I heard this line, and I can hear the shoes. No, not shoes, because we don't. Yeah, we have shoes, but it's a very thin gymnast shoes, and I can hear the feet on the floor. And you know how they took me? I'm not entirely sure how many people are responsible for this, but they grabbed me with my hands and with my feet, and I'm laughing about it now because I actually haven't laughed about it. It's only now that I had the chance to laugh about it, because I actually haven't told this story to anyone, and you can gauge from that how how distant I have been from my friends lately. So this this is the only time I had the chance to fully laugh at it, because I can't laugh at it during, and afterwards I got occupied with things, and I haven't really told this story to anyone in my physical realm. So this is the only time that so imagine I was being taken like I'm a sack of potatoes. I mean, I think even the sack of potato has received more tenderness than me during that moment, because you carry a sack of potato like this on your or on your, somewhere, but they took me as if I am some kind of, I don't know. And that happened not only once. It happened again in different form, but more or less the same manner, that they have carried me somewhere and dropped me and carried me and dropped me. And I wanna punch the person who did this, but I don't know who it was, of course. And then someone decided to poke me. The person poked me in or did something. But then I'm also glad that he did what he did, or she did what she did, because I didn't know that I was capable of that kind of commitment to a part, that a dead person. I really committed on being dead. I was dead. I was dead. I didn't, when they carried me, I didn't even feel like laughing. I felt a bit of fear, because of how I would react. But then when they touched me, I'm like, I think somewhere along the way the fear had stopped, and I resumed to being dead. And you know me, I laugh very easily when it comes to anything. Even the things that I'm not supposed to be laughing about, I laugh about them. But then for that exercise, I was dead completely. In my mind, at least, I imagine myself like a dead person hearing. I was very aware of or interested in what I'm hearing, though. That at least was the very alive, if not the only alive part of me, the hearing. Because I'm really listening to everyone, really what they're saying, or the feet, or every sound. I was hearing, and I'm interested, but the rest of my body, like I told you, even my breathing, I tried to control it so that if I tried to visualize how I'm breathing, it's not visible that my stomach or something is racing. I was really dead. And up until now, I don't know how I did that. That I just stayed still. And when the exercise was over, they told me that I was very convincing, that they really had to check me if I'm there still. I made a very convincing dead person. That's what they said. And they said, well, they asked, because they got curious how I can make that. And to be honest, I don't exactly know what happened or what I did, but I can remember there was a bit of that exercise while I was on the ground. I imagined myself inside the coffin, and I imagined that the glass on top of me, like I was really dead, and that I don't really have any blood anymore or something. So I guess, yeah, that's what I told them. I guess that helped, imagining that image, because you know how our imagination works. It's very compelling. So I guess that's how I pulled it off. I don't know really what happened. It just happened that I died. For some minutes, I didn't exist. I stopped existing. I think I had it in my brain that I'm done with this life. I died completely. I wasn't thinking of the things that I left behind, or what will happen next. When someone told me that I'm dead, I just dead. I'm just dead. That's the only thing that was in my head, the death. So I guess that helped also. Yeah, even that's the most surprising thing, the interaction with me, the poking and the carrying, because I didn't move. I didn't care. It's as if I really didn't exist anymore. It's as if everything that's alive in that body has left. I can feel my arms, but they don't feel like they are my arms. They are arms, but I don't feel like they are mine. It's not very easy to explain. But it's a very interesting experience. And I'm glad that I took the initiative to be the dead person, because I discovered a piece of myself I wouldn't have discovered if I didn't do the thing. And one bit, now I remember. I'm sorry, I told you something. I got distracted also by the time that's rolling. I told this story to one person, but not with much sort of spirit. It's like just the tip, the grain of the version that I just told you. Not the entire sort of how I experienced it. It's just something. And the friend, yeah, it was with the friend that I told you about. I met her last weekend. And she said, "Well, are you afraid of dying?" I said, "No." Then that's why you can play a dead person, because mostly when someone stays still and they think that they're dead, they're either gonna laugh, because yes, that's a defense mechanism I have learned, or they get scared that they will have this twitching or something or movement. a lot she said cannot do it because of that reason, that they are afraid to die. And she said that to me, and I said to her, "Well, I'm not really afraid to die." I told her that ever since I became aware that I am a person and dying is something that's possible, I'm kinda looking forward to it. Back then. Now is a different story, but I'm still looking forward to it at some sense, but not as much. It still crossed my mind every day, but just in a different sort of flavor. But yeah, ever since. So you could imagine, I'm not even 10 years old. I already am aware of death, and I'm not afraid of it. And I view death as freedom even when I was a little kid. So maybe that's the reason she said that. I told her that part also, that I view death even when I was a child as freedom. So yeah, that's her feedback, that maybe the reason why I became I became convincing in playing a dead person is that I'm not scared of death at all. There are things that I might be scared of. I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if that's true still, that there are things that I might be scared of. Because the things that the things that I were scared of before, they happened already when I was in Norway. Like maybe I have told. So I'm not sure if after that I still have things that I'm really scared of. Or maybe Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm, I, do, I don't know, but if I were to be honest with you, as of this very moment, I don't really think I still have things that I'm scared of. Being deported used to scare me. But then I'm like, well, even if I'm paying my taxes, they can just send me home. So what's the use of worrying about? It's just a waste of energy. Why not just enjoy what I have today? Because I don't know what's happening tomorrow. If someone is having a bad day and just decides to, well, Dominic, you're fired, you can go back to the Philippines. And then I'm like, well, I did the best of my time in here. I paid taxes in your country, so I can go home with the light conscience. Yeah, being that used to scare me a lot, but now since I realized that that's not entirely within my control, even if I do all the right things, there are people that have power and authority greater than me. So there are things that could make me sad, but I'm not sure if there are things that can really cause some kind of fear that's so strong that I don't know. I guess I'll get back to you on that. Because even if I'm scared of a crowd, I still sing outside. Does that count? If it counts, then I guess that's the only thing. I still feel a bit of in my intestines whenever I sing outside. But I still sing outside. So I can feel fear. It's just not something that has the power to stop me, I guess. So yeah, I have to go, I think. And I'll see you. I have something to show you when I reach the house. So